Hello farmers, welcome back to East Vineland, still in the morning hours, the month of June, and I finally got enough cash to go ahead and buy the land right behind our soybean field. At the end of last episode, I was going up to harvest field number 58, got that done, sold all the bales that we had off of that field, and then two other oat harvesting contracts came up on smaller fields, went ahead and did those, and now I have no contracts to do whatsoever, but it was just enough to go ahead and buy this plot of land right here. I was looking at some other land while doing some harvesting. I was looking at field number 8, which is a little bit cheaper at $214, and field number 9 at $230. Both of them have crops in them. I don't think field number 9, which is canola, I'm not sure if that's going to be this year's canola or next year's canola, so I wasn't sure about that. And this one over here, I believe, has barley in it. And the crop is already tall enough to where if I were to go in the field, I would do crop destruction. So if I wanted to get soil sampling and try to get the field at a good yield, I would destroy a lot of crops. So I think we're just going to go ahead and stick with this right here for a couple of reasons. I can go ahead and get the grass off it and turn that into silage bales and possibly get like a $30,000 return on that in the winter months for silage, depending on how many bales we get. And I can go ahead and make this into a field because we do have enough time to go ahead and plant soybeans still. Soybeans, you can still plant the month of June here on East Vineland, and I'll be able to harvest them October, November. So we'll have plenty of soybeans to go into our fuel refinery. So, with all that being said, let's go into farmland. Yeah, I got $242,803 in my bank account. This costs $242,554, which means I barely have enough cash to cover it, and nothing else. We're down to $258, but that's okay. I can find some cash elsewhere. Maybe a contract will pop up while I'm doing this, which is cutting the grass and making silage bales. If not, I'll grab my trailer and we'll go sell some pig food that we have. But let's go ahead and start making some silage bales. Let's lower that down here. Let's lower that down, turn that on. And we are pretty much good to go. First bale looks like it's going to be a straw bale, I think. It was mostly straw that was in there. We'll see what it pops out. Actually, it looks like a grass bale popped out, so that's kind of a bonus. I'll take that. I don't know how many bales I expect off this field. Not a clue. I'm not really sure where our boundary is, so I'm just going to go down here and then cut across back that way. That's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, definitely want to get all this grass off this that I can, because if I just plow it in, then I'm just wasting an opportunity of getting silage bales off it. And then we'll go ahead and we'll plow it on up, and then we'll have to pick up some stones, get the soybeans in it today, and then I can go ahead and take care of the field as it's needed. I thought about putting another crop into it, but all the other crops, if I were to plant them later in the fall, I'm not going to get a crop off this field this year. Soybean will give me the opportunity to get a crop off this field this season, so that's what we're going with. In the future, these two fields here, which I'm going to keep separate, even though they're both going to be soybean now, but in the future it'll be two separate fields, and maybe I'll put canola in one and soybean in another, or whatever we decide to choose to put in there. Like I said, I'm not really sure I know where this field actually is, but I'm assuming it goes around like this. Okay, so I don't have access to the land there, but I do there. Yeah, I'll keep these two fields separated. That way we'll have a pathway to get down through here. Because I do have crop destruction on, so I don't want to be going through my fields. I'll destroy my crops. Don't want to be doing that. We need that cash. Yeah, I was hoping to get another contract in before I bought this land. But unfortunately, nothing was coming up. I kept refreshing the contracts, and nothing was showing. So like, well, if I want to do what I want to do, I got to get working on this field so I can get it all done here in the month of June. If I wait until the month of July, I won't have no crop to be able to put into it until later in the fall. And then we won't be able to harvest until next season. So since we're kind of tight on the cash, I would like to get another crop in this year on this field here to bring in the cash. I will go back around and pick up all the pieces of grass that I missed. But already we made 4 bales. That's looking pretty darn good. So I'm going to continue on mowing this, get this all done. And then we'll go around, pick up the bales, put them aside because they will take 3 months before they're fermented and turned to silage. Hopefully we can keep them until December/January when the price is better for silage. But then, yeah, we'll get the plow out and we'll create ourselves another field. We'll have to get some soil sampling done and then move on from there. Well, there's a big part of me now wants to keep this a grass field because of the amount of bales we're getting off it. But I think we're still going to go ahead and put a field in and plant soybeans just because I do a lot of grass on this map already. So having another grass field, even though I think it'll make more money for us in the short run, yeah, I just want to go ahead and put a field in and plant other crops. That way we're harvesting our own fields and doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can see the amount of bales we got off this field. Looking pretty darn good. It's going to pay off rather well when we do sell them. It's going to be at least a full trailer for sure. And whatever extra we get, we'll park them over with our other silage bales. Let these ferment, and like I said, come probably wintertime, we'll have a good amount of silage bales to sell. We are all done with this equipment here, so let's go put this away. We'll grab the 710, find out how many bales we end up making. Yeah, because I'll be cutting grass again next month. This grass field will be ready for a good harvest. And all the other grass fields will be ready as well from the other farmers. Even though I got a shed, this is starting to become my parking lot because the shed's not big enough for everything, so I've been trying to figure out what I want to put in there. And we can see that, yeah, the sheep have created some milk. Not a whole lot. I think it's like 300 liters of milk right now that we got. But right now we only got 10 sheep in there. Once we get a full pasture, I'm pretty sure they'll be putting out the milk rather at a decent rate. Gotta lower the plow to get that out. Yeah, I was hoping for a full trailer load, and I think we may have that and then some. Let's see, put this in the operating position. So the question is, we have more than 30, I think it's 32 bales that this can hold. Well, maybe not as many as I thought I had here. I was thinking a trailer and a half, but it's still going to be a full trailer and then a couple extras. That's better than what we had about a half hour ago. I still have to come back and get the other 4 bales. See if our 710 can make it up the hill. So maybe by the time December, January rolls around and we sell all of our extra silage bales, might be looking into our 3rd tractor, because the 710 was our first, and of course the Class Arion was our second. Come on, you can do it. I know you can. Yeah, but looking at like a T8 size tractor, if one comes up for sale, definitely go ahead and purchase that one first, but nothing's up for sale then. Be looking at a T8, which will cost about 300 grand. And I'm hoping with the soybean harvest and all the contracts we're going to do the rest of the year, we should be able to afford that. Another shed, of course, would be nice. Maybe some more land as well. I don't think the 710 likes this load of bales on the back too much. This farmer's already put down some lime in his field. He's turning his field over rather quickly. That was, I think it was a barley field this morning, and he harvested it in the first like 10 minutes after I was up. Too pleased watching where I'm putting my own bales instead of where the tractor's going. Drop them right there. That'll be good. Am I stuck on my own bales? I think I am. Didn't know that was a possibility. Alright, we'll reset. We'll load all these up. Okay, let's try this again. Get them further away from the trailer this time. I mean, a little bit too close to that field over there, but I think we're going to be okay. Since there's no actual equipment that runs in the field when the farmers do their own work. Alright, we're going to grab the other 4 bales, bring those up here, put those down, and we'll dig up the grass field that we just cut and see how big of a field we can make with our plow. Then we'll have to pick up our stones. Alright, all the bales are picked up, so we're all set to go ahead and make a nice field. I'll park the 710 here. I'm going to have to clean this all up here before we end the month. It's getting kind of too messy around here for my liking. Yep, grass is ready, but it's not at its full potential. Alright. Let's see, allow to create fields, we need that on. Let's unfold that here. Since we do got a road kind of going down here, we can get kind of close to that. But I do want to leave a little bit of a gap there. Getting a few stones here and there. I could go sell the stones to get enough money to do soil sampling. Probably for a field this size, it may cost like $1,000 for soil sampling, maybe a little bit more. 1,000 to like 1,500. So all this soybean will be put into our fuel refinery to make some diesel fuel, some pig food, and some compost. Pig food will just sell straight out. I don't think I'm going to have pigs on this map. I could change my mind in the distant future when we really get the farm really going. When we start building over here. But as for now, I'll just sell the pig food. The compost, I've talked about that before. There are some mods out there that will use the compost, but I don't have a place to sell it right now. So we'll just have to keep a hold on to it. Just got to be kind of careful. It gets a little iffy around here what land is actually mine and what is actually not mine. Leave enough space for a tractor and a trailer to get down through here. Okay, that needs to be a little bit wider maybe, but for now it's okay. At least with the soybeans that we're going to be planting here, we do know that they do not need that much fertilizer. Actually, they probably need none whatsoever. So that's a good start to the field right there. So actually, maybe next year I might put sunflowers in this field. That'll help out our chickens. Our chickens do require sunflower, a cereal crop, and what's it, kettle corn? Is it kettle corn? Crack corn. Sorry, crack corn. That's what it requires. And the only way to make crack corn is to buy the grain mill, which maybe next season we'll have that to make crack corn. I could just go down and buy it, but why not make our own? And then plus any grain that extra that we get from harvest or whatever, I can bring on down there. We can make flour and sell the flour. Eventually we will have another sheep pasture around here, and that sheep pasture will be for wool only. So we'll have one pasture for sheep making the milk and another pasture for the wool. Since I got to feed one pasture with hay, and I got to have hay around the farm, might as well put down another one so they can make some wool. But it won't be this year. Maybe next year. This year we're just starting to get established. Alright, this job won't take me as long to mow, so once we get this done, we'll go grab our stone picker, pick up the stones in the field, and maybe go sell them. I don't know how much stones bring in for money. I don't expect a whole lot. I have mostly been on No Man's Land and FS22, and now on this map. So in on No Man's Land, I was just taking the stones and we made lime out of it. So I wasn't really selling it. So I don't really know how much we're going to get for stones. My guess is not a whole lot, but I need just enough cash to do some soil sampling. And just like that, we got ourselves another field. Now let me go ahead and make sure I turn off Allow Create Fields. Don't want me getting a field where I don't want it. Trying to figure if that field's bigger than the other soybean field, but it looks like it might be the same size, or pretty close to it. Alright, so I think I'm done using the plow for quite a while, so I'm going to stick that into here. Okay, maybe not that close to the wall. Oh, I didn't realize my soil sampler was still in here. Alright, let me go ahead and park this actually. Right there would be good. Alright, let's go grab the stone picker. I do have 7,000 liters of stones already in here. Like I said, don't know how much stones really go for. But hopefully by the time I get done with this field, maybe I'll have 10,000 liters and we'll go sell the stones. That should be enough to give us enough cash to go ahead and do some soil sampling. So I'm going to go ahead and make some quick work of this. And then we'll go sell the stones. And then, like I said, do some soil sampling, send off that for analysis. And then next time we can go ahead and plant our soybeans in here. how much can one get for 9,300 liters of stones here in the month of June? I don't know if there's a... I'm pretty sure there's a high and low point for stones for selling, but it is what it is right now, because I just need the cash. I only got $500 to my name. Alright, so 1362 is what we got for that, so a little bit less than I thought. I was hoping to get up to like $4 grand, but I guess stones are not worth that much. I'm not sure if they'll even cover the cost. It may cover the cost for the soil samples. Maybe. But I'm guessing it's going to be awfully close. So I may have to sell some pig food unless a contract has come up in the past hour and a half since I last checked. At least we got a field ready to go. The bed is all set. Been plowed. Got all the stones knocked out of it. So even if I don't do the soil sampling, I can go ahead and plant the soybeans today. And then do the soil sampling later on. But I'd like to do it before I plant the crop in it. I keep forgetting there is actually a shed down here. But I'm pretty sure if I bought the property down here, probably just be a little bit more expensive because there is a shed on it. I'm not sure if I want that type of shed anyways for my equipment. Might try some modded sheds that are out there. So we're going to have plenty of soybeans come September, October, I believe it is, for harvest season. Our fuel refinery will probably burn through them rather quickly. We'll go ahead and park this right where it was for now. And let me park this here for a second. Before I do soil sampling, let me go check on the contracts. Maybe some cultivating contracts have come up. No, that's the wrong one. What do we got? There is a harvesting contract. Let's see, minus the 1,200 because I don't want to use... How big is field 68? Do I want to use my equipment on it? 68 is going to be up here somewhere. Well, that's a big field. I don't want to be doing that with my combine. I'm going to borrow the items on that because that'll give me... boy, my math is went on my head, like 4,500 when I get done. And I'll get a whole bunch of... Wait, what is it? Oats. Yeah, so I'll get a whole bunch of straw off the field. So it may give me $5,000 in cash, which will give me enough money for sure to do the soil sampling. But we got along pretty well here. We got the grass cut. We got it baled and wrapped. We got the field plowed. And we got the stones knocked out of it. So just got to do soil sampling. And, of course, then get the soybeans in today. I know they're going to be a little bit behind these soybeans, but it's all well and good. Definitely got to go ahead and get some lime in the fields this year. Yeah, we don't have anything on this field yet because we just plowed it. We got to get the soil sampling, which we'll do next episode. And, yeah, I'm going to get that harvesting contract done in between to give us some cash to fool around with. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in East Vineland. But until then, have a good one.